Why is executing a plan important? Why is that a skill that we should learn? Oh, when you're in school, right? When your teacher, she gave you a math equation. What did she give you with it? A system how to solve it, right? You have a goal. The plan is the equation, or the plan is the template, the system to help you solve the equation, which is the plan.
A lot of people are like, I just need to do it. I just need to put in the work. But there's a biological factor. You know, if you're not sleeping, if you're not eating right.
So when we execute a plan, we need to carry out a course of action to achieve something. This is Seven, back with another podcast video. Got my boy
Jack.
Jack, what do you do? Tell me what you do.
I'm going to Wake Tech for electrical systems, and I just work, go to school, do stuff with my boy here.
Okay, man, I appreciate you for coming on the podcast. So today we're going to talk about how to execute a plan. Now, why is executing a plan important? Why is that a skill that we should learn?
So executing a plan is very important because that's how you're going to achieve things in your life. You know, if you can't figure out how to achieve goals in your life and do what you need to do, then you're going to fall short and you're not going to live to the full, like your full potential. You're going to live a short-lived life. You know?
Okay, so it's a person out there, right, who they're not used to wanting to make a plan in their life, be more useful in their life with plans and setting things aside to make a plan. What would you tell them?
So if you're not able to make a plan, set a plan, and follow through with a plan, I think you need to do a lot more research on what you're doing and why it's causing that, because there's a lot more to making a plan than just doing it. A lot of people are like, I just need to do it. I just need to put in the work. But there's a biological factor. You know, if you're not sleeping, if you're not eating right, all of these things affect you. For example, when I woke up today, within the first 30 to an hour of my waking time, I went outside to get sunlight to raise my energy, my cortisol. I drank water, hydrate. First thing in the morning, you should hydrate. And I put electrolytes in my water so that I maximize my energy and it carries out through my afternoon and my evening.
I want you guys to understand, right, within his daily routine that he has, notice how it's a purpose for it. It has a purpose. He said he went outside to get cortisol. He said he put electrolytes in his water to have energy. Everything he's doing has a purpose, and having a plan is the exact same thing. So sometimes when we're trying to learn how to do something, when we're learning how to walk into a stage of our life that we've never entered before, or we're trying to apply a new skill or a new habit, the best thing to do is to understand the definition of the specific words. So how to execute a plan. Let's look up the definition of execute. Carry out or put into effect a plan, order, or a course of action. Then what does plan mean? A detailed proposal for doing or achieving something. So that means when we execute a plan, we need to carry out a course of action to achieve something. In simpler terms, right? If I would say how to execute a plan, that's what that would mean. So when we're deciding to carry out a plan, there's 3 key points that we want to learn. The first one would be is build a system. Having a system is the realistic way in the pursuit or the daily routine that you would have in your life to help you execute and achieve whatever you're doing for the reason of you having that plan. Notice how when you're in school, right, when your teacher, she gave you a math equation, what did she give you with it? A system how to solve it, right? The plan is the exact same thing. You have a goal. The plan is the equation, or the plan is the template, the system to help you solve the equation, which is the plan. The plan is the equation. The system is the math problem that you need to solve the equation. So our plans work in that same way, and having that mindset to be able to correlate those things is another way of building a system. Let's say you know how to play a sport. If you were to take that discipline and that same drive and execute it into your life and what you want to do with yourself, that's a system right there itself. The second key point I want people to understand is that be realistic. Sometimes we don't get to where we get to is because we're not setting realistic goals. You can't say,
absolutely,
I want to be a millionaire, but you haven't put yourself around people who can tell you how to be a millionaire or you haven't set yourself up to be a millionaire
Uh-huh.
or have those millionaire conversations with that mentality.
Yeah, we talked about this last night.
We definitely did.
Well, I was working, me and my friend that we went to school with, we both graduated, but we still worked together. And there was this kid, and he went to the school. He's in his senior year
Right.
of the school that we went to, and he was saying that he wanted to do these things to make money that were unethical.
Right.
Not gonna say who he is and what he wants
Of
to do,
course, we don't wanna put him on
obviously,
the camera, yeah.
you know, confidential, but you know, he wanted to do these unethical ways of making money that me and my friend have seen and been through, and we know how it's gonna work out.
Exactly.
And we told him, like, I asked him, what do you want to be? Like, who do you want to be when you grow up? And he said, I want to be a millionaire.
Okay.
And we told him, iron sharpens iron. So if you're doing these unethical ways of getting money, you're going to be around other unethical people that aren't carrying your, they don't carry themselves like how they should.
Exactly.
So that's who you're going to be.
And that's real. Iron does sharpen iron. Whoever you want to be in life, if you don't have at least one person in your circle that has that same type of goal or driven mindset or ethical or morals, you're setting yourself short. You're going to be going on a rat race, the rabbit hole. You know what I'm saying? You want to get there, but you're just somehow falling, or you're backtracking, or you're not making any substantial progress in life.
Absolutely.
The third key point I want to understand, Proverbs chapter 12, verse 24. The hand of the diligent shall bear rule, but the slothful shall be under tribute. In order to get to places, we have to work. We have to be grinding. We have to put that work in. We have to put the labor in. There's no way that you can work your way to the top without paying some type of work. Even you being lazy is some type of work, okay? Because there's people out there who know how to make money without having to put continuous strain, having to put themselves out there so much, having to stress about it. But they are still putting some form of work out in that process. We have to work. That verse is telling us that the person that puts the work in, that grinds, treasures, and his goals will come to him. But the person that is slothful and lazy shall bear tribute. Nothing but poverty will come his way. Okay. We have to put ourselves in positions to want to work, but to have the mentality of working for something and having, like Jack said, a purpose for what we're doing whenever we build these type of systems.
Yeah. Adding on, a lot of people, when they're thinking about, like, I want to do more, they're like, I'm not in a good place right now.
Right.
Mentally, physically, I don't have the motivation. And they wait, like, during the summer. When the summer starts, people want to get a gym membership and they want to get shredded for the summer.
Right.
But you got to start that in advance. So you can't just start doing something when you get a burst of motivation.
Yeah.
You have to build discipline, which you're very good at.
And I agree. No, you're saying the same exact way. Building that discipline helps you create the foundation of where you want to start at. It's very true. We tend to start doing things when we feel like there's the right time, but there is no such thing as the right time.
Exactly.
It starts now, today. This is the same hour. So if you're watching this video right now, there's 3 things I want you to take away. What you do in life has to have purpose and meaning. You have to be disciplined, and you have to be able to work. And the key thing I want people to understand is when you're making a plan, when you're trying to execute a plan, you have to take a course of action to achieve a goal. You have to step out there. You have to do the things that the average person is not willing to do, because the average person doesn't understand what goals really look like, because they're not focused on that.
Absolutely.
But if you're watching this video, then your mind is already far ahead. You've already surpassed the average person.
You're taking the initiative to do something more than what the other person doing. What I like to say is, like, if you do anything towards your goal, you're one step ahead of a lot of people just because you did it.
Right.
No matter how small it is.
Right.
One technique that I can bring to the table that I would say is a good way to reach your goals is, instead of focusing on the longevity of your plans, like, in a year, in a month, focus on the 3 things you can do right now to reach that goal. A lot of people, they go out of order. They're thinking about the future. Let's say you want to build something, right? you want to build something.
Right.
You're thinking about, oh, the money aspect, the things that I'm going to have to buy. Think about learning, figure out how you're going to do it. Practice with what you have. Figure out what you can do right now to further reach that goal. Because if you're stuck up on the future, you're not going to accomplish what you can in the present.
If you're focusing on the future, you won't be able to focus on what you have to do in the present. I like that. Like Jack said, man, just being resourceful, being proactive, think about what you can do now, taking the initiative, focus on what you can control. You know what I'm saying? The mind is a powerful thing. The mind can do anything you pitch your will to. So if you tell yourself, I want to do this, then setting yourself up to do the things that you can do will help you be able to do that one thing that you're trying to do. What would you tell the person out there that's watching this video that wants to make a goal, but they don't know if the goal they're making is a short-term goal or a long-term goal, and they want to make a plan to execute one of those goals?
Just like I said before, this falls in line with what I was saying about like just do like the little thing that you can, because a common method for people doing research, especially if they have a research-based career, or let's just say studying. Let's say you're in school, high school, college, whatever. If you don't have the motivation to learn something, whatever you want to do, if you simply do 5 minutes of research on it, your brain will want to go down this rabbit hole of learning it. And that will set yourself up for like being able to want to accomplish it and figuring out how to execute it better. So do 5 minutes of research on your computer, on your phone, or whatever. Use ChatGPT.
That is a perfect tool when it comes to doing research and study. I mean, it's accessible. All you have to do is be wanting to access it.
Absolutely. I find myself looking up like one question on something, and I go down a rabbit hole,
just learning more and being more knowledgeable.
And that's because I did that one little thing. I took 5 minutes out of my day, and that turned into 30 to an hour to 2 hours of learning something new, instead of what most people, they don't know what to do, and so they just scroll on Instagram or on TikTok.
It's wasting time.
Yeah.
All right, to the person they're in college, man, they have so much work, schoolwork,
doing anything
work
outside of school too,
and outside of school. How can they set up a plan? How can they execute a plan to help them manage all these things? And they're stressed out. They're just it's a lot, taking a toll on them.
Time management, figuring out what you're doing and the result of it. How you spend 30 minutes is very extremely important. You might think it's only 30 minutes. There's 24 hours to a day. That's 1/48 of my day.
Okay.
30 minutes. But in reality, like if you spend that 30 minutes scrolling versus learning something, you could learn so much stuff in 30 minutes. You can put yourself in a position. So using your time wisely.
Okay.
And not waiting for the right time, because there is no right time.
Yeah.
Right now is the right time.
Y'all heard it from Jack. You heard it from me, man. And this podcast, man. If you watch this video, be sure to let's go in the link so you can see the stuff that we talked about. If you want access to these notes that we have to help you execute a plan, please DM me. And thank you guys for watching. Yeah.